Late last week, a Cambridge City Councillor made a post addressing pronouns and gender identity. It's nothing complicated, it's this image. Councillor Adam Cooper posted this picture on his private Facebook page, and a friend who didn't like what they saw decided to screenshot it and spread it around. People went wild. And not just in social media land. Statements of condemnation were made by the mayor of Cambridge and the local member of parliament, and Adam's hate and harassment, as it was called, has been covered in local newspapers and television. All of this for a picture that drew comedy from preferred pronouns and infinite genders. Those who follow me know that if someone's preferred pronouns matter enough that they decide to declare them, whatever, I'm prepared to use what they ask me to use. Why? Because I have no reason not to, and frankly, I would feel like a bit of an asshole to intentionally go against somebody's wishes. But this isn't even about something Adam did or didn't do to someone. This is way less newsworthy than that. A councillor shared a meme questioning whether preferred pronouns, in their most general sense, ought to be something to get worked up about. This isn't a post about a particular person. It's an opinion about a matter of policy. And in case we've forgotten, taking positions on matters of policy is literally the entire reason we have politicians in the first place. So beyond some silly meme, what does Adam actually think about gender? He stated in a CBC article that his opinion is that there are only two genders and sexes. Is that supposed to offend me? Let's really think about this statement. Sex. There are two sexes, male and female. That is not even an opinion, that is a science fact. Two sexes, two chromosomal makeups, two phenotypes. Me? I'm biologically male. That's literally what makes me trans, because sex exists. And gender? Some people consider it a synonym, one and the same as sex. If that's your definition, well, then I guess there are going to be two of them as well. And yes, some people, particularly those into postmodern deconstructive approaches to identity, consider gender to be a social construct separate and distinct from sex. In their view, since it's a social construction, there can be as many genders as we find it convenient to socially construct. There could be 3 genders, or 10 genders, or 200 genders, or still 2 genders, because the beauty of social construction is that they, by their very definition, can be constructed however we find most convenient. So either gender is not constructed and there are 2, or gender is constructed and there is no one answer to the question, which also means that everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Apparently, we are just upset that Adam publicly stated what most people think, but few are willing to say, that he doesn't buy into the construction of infinite genders. For the record, I agree with him. Am I also not allowed to say that opinion? See, Adam hasn't said anything about his views on transgender matters at large. He's made 0 comments on, say, transition for children and adults, one's right to gender expression, or whether he would use preferred pronouns when interacting with someone in real life. Actually, Adam hadn't made any public comment about anything trans-related until a friend decided that his private post caused such harm that it ought to be broadcast on national television for everyone to experience. The strong reactions on display clearly are not about what Adam actually said or did. They're about a whole bunch of other things that are being read into what he posted. And I do get it. As a public transgender commentator, I face the full force of contempt towards transgender people, and there can be a lot of it. Much of it is harmless, but some is genuinely hateful and unhinged. I get how posts like Adam's could make one wonder if he holds a whole bunch of other positions and this is the tip of an iceberg. And that exact assumption has become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Progressive censorship has reached such an extreme that basically no one is comfortable saying anything about transgender matters out of a credible fear that saying something even slightly critical of the most far-fetched, left-wheeled ideology might be political or career suicide. And apparently, this is all in the interest of protecting people like me. But it doesn't work, because the public doesn't get to see normal trans people like me who can appreciate mean comedy. They see extreme left-wing activists who go on television and call everyone a bigot the moment they don't bow at the altar of progressive politics. Have we ever stopped to wonder if that's what's fueling the progressive backlash? I speak to CEOs and HR professionals and politicians from every political party, and behind closed doors, they all say the exact same thing. They are fine with me. Live your best life, Julia. They are my friends, they're my coworkers, and they wish only the best for me and my family. But they are also scared. Speaking to me behind closed doors is often the first time outside of their literal home that they've actually had an open conversation about identity politics. For many, it's the only safe space they've felt in years where they can ask questions or express concerns with what's going on in this domain. They know expressing these mild concerns in public would get them fired, so they remain in isolation. And it's that isolation that literally causes the resentment to build up. Is someone like Adam really the problem here? Is his harmless meme post really what we ought to cry wolf over? Because in all of this, Adam's merely taken a stance against being forced to echo a certain rigid perspective around the ideological and politicized matter of gender. I just got off the phone from nearly an hour-and-a-half conversation with Adam, and do you know what I encountered? Exactly what I expected to encounter. A decent human being who likes me just fine, who takes no issue with my transition, and who even made a point of addressing me with the pronouns he assumed, based on my presentation, I would prefer to receive. Treating Adam as a villain, harassing him and trying to cancel his career, more than anything else, this is what is leading to the pushback on transgender acceptance. On my call with him, I was amazed by his continued resolve to stand up for LGBT matters amid the messages and threats he's receiving. Because Adam isn't anti-LGBT. He's anti-censorship and he's anti-compelled speech. Adam gets that censorship works well when you're the one in power, but it's pretty scary when your perspectives and opinions are the ones that are being suppressed. For a number of years now, the trans activists have sought the acceptance they wish to receive by canceling anyone who might defy them. And given the shift in the political winds, trans activists ought to watch Adam's plight carefully, because they may find themselves the ones being censored and canceled in the very near future.